blessing in their life as well. Because when you're in your most difficult time, when other people, it's like you be right there by yourself. And like others don't know, it ain't for them to know, because God wants you to put your trust in him. And when you continue to do what God tell you to do, God gonna make ways out of no ways. And I tell you, I also thank God that I was able to get with Nicole. I thank God. Nicole Peterson, she's another one. She like a sister to me. She's the consultant to our company, our corporation. And she gets out in the field. She knows a lot of people, and she's always networking. And she had tickets to a Zumba. It was like an African dance or what have you. It was at Trinity something. It was at it was way out there, Winter Park or something. I mean, she got me going places I don't know nothing about. Thank God for GPS. But I got there just a little too late, and I got there near the ending. But even that little snippet that I did see, it inspired me so much. And she was telling me that they had children in the play that had Down syndrome. And that even motivated me even the more. And I tell you, we sat there a while, but I mean, it was another part of an area that I never even knew of. But that Zumba play, I mean, I can't get on the name, but I think it was something Zumba, but it was about African dance. And I tell you, those children were so professional. And they had people from all ages. From up to age to young to age. And that's what I'm talking about. Because I always said, I don't care if you're 100 years old. If there's a dream that you have, you can let that dream come true before you leave this earth. But I tell you, it was like an experience for me. And I thank God that I had transportation, that I was able to get there. So I said, Lord, I said, you're going to have to get me a car, God. I said, you're going to have to get me a car, because I said, I really have to get around this. There's people that I really need to meet with and need to get with. So it's just a blessing, because it's like the people that I have met that haven't seen me a while. And when I came and they seen me, I was sitting right there. How you say, sit in the back? I was sitting in the back, and they called me to the front, and she ended up talking to me and everything. And it's just a blessing. It's a blessing. It really is. And I tell you, people of God, to know that people are listening and tuning in and telling you they're listening to the radio broadcast, it's just truly a blessing, because that's what it's all about, being able to be a blessing in the lives of others. But I tell you, people of God, I'm telling you, God is doing a new thing even in this season, even in a life. It's like, even though the new year is coming in, the old has passed and God is bringing us into the new, even as I speak at this very moment, people of God. So I tell you, it it's wonderful. It's a responsibility, but it's wonderful. And sometimes we wonder what God is doing, what this and that. But you know what? The thing about it is, God is grooming in everything that you have to do. It's like the higher you go, the more the responsibility. So what happens is he shows you how to do different things. And it was so funny, because yesterday I was talking to someone, and and I was just thinking, I said, this was a business owner. I said, Lord, I said, I didn't even realize all the gifts and the talents and the abilities that are within me that other people are starting to take notice of. And I said, God, I said, even though maybe I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get now, but I know that in the future, it's getting ready to happen, because you know what? We don't even realize that, okay, we be in our grooming stages. Before we become that pastor, we in our grooming stages. Then when we become that pastor, then we still be in grooming stages. Then each time we go higher, we in grooming stages. And then you realize, I'm like, my God, there are ways, the things that I used to do, I can't do them no more. And I used to wonder, I used to get ready to stop somewhere, and God said, keep going. I said, well, okay, because there's times where you're not there no more. And then all of a sudden you notice that you're dealing with more business owners. You're communicating with people that are have a different status, that a higher status. You be like, Lord, and you don't even realize as you're doing what God is telling you to do, until I sat back and I looked, and I said, my God. I said, wow. I said, my goodness. I said, I'm right where God want me to. But it's like each higher you go, each level you go higher and higher. And then God put new people in your life. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, wow. And then it's like the others that one that was there and left and whatever. I mean, I found myself, one shocked me. When I looked over, I said, oh my God. I said, hi. But I know my feelings was a little, hurt because of how I was treated, but I didn't let that stop me. I still showed love. And I said, hi, how you doing? And they didn't even say nothing. But it's still good that you still got to show love, people of God, because it's through love and kindness have God drawn you. But you got to realize not everybody going to be able to board your ship. Not everybody's going to be able to come with you when God gets ready to raise you up. And a lot of times we want them to be there, but they can't be there because if they don't respect you now, what make you think they're going to respect you when they get up there? If they disrespecting you now, they'll disrespect you in front of the President of the United States of America. So I just thank God we have to be open for change. When change comes, it don't always feel good. And it's just amazing because I've been hitting social media so hard till I didn't realize how hard I was meeting. I asked one lady that was at the meeting what we did on the 4th at the Best Western Plus. I asked her, I said, how did you hear about the meeting? She said, Facebook. She said, you had invited me. I said, oh, I did. So I just thank God because that was another relationship. So I thank God because a lot of times, there's people that don't know us that they will show up. It was a blessing just for to show up. And I had called her and I just thanked her, for showing up. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people need. People need to know that they are loved. People need to know that they are appreciated. Just their presence. You understand what I'm saying? So I just thank God for everything that he's doing because there's nothing too hard for God. There's nothing impossible for God. And I tell you, a few months ago, I would have been like, Lord, I was like, Jesus, I'm ready to leave Sanford. Lord, it looked like ain't nothing happening. And all of a sudden, things are so different. I mean, it's like people are coming to you in the store. Hey, you gave me a word, such. I was like, I did. I don't even remember because when God tell me to do stuff, I just do it. And then I hear you on the radio. And then I'd be like, huh? And I got to be honest with y'all. I didn't think from 9:30 to 10:30 because there was someone that was going to support me. And then when they found out I was on from 9:30 to 10:30, they were like, people be working then. And I was like, yeah. And then all of a sudden they had me thinking like, well, maybe it's, that slot. Maybe not too many people going to be tuned in because it's the morning. I just left it alone and I just started working it. I started working and all of a sudden I started building it up and people started telling me they listening on the radio on their jobs. So it was really a blessing to me for me to be able to hear that. And I was really amazed because I really didn't think, because it was early in the morning. But that's why I say when you're on your job, whether you're in the car listening, whether you're in the house, no matter wherever you are, and you tuned in, I want you to know that I really appreciate you for tuning in because there's a lot of other stations out there that you could have been listening to, so I just thank God, for that. And I thank God for even being able to get out more and you meet people more and then you talk. And so that's why I say I'm not used to really like talking because I used to be so to myself. But I tell you, when God changed, things change. And I tell you, I have never been this busy. And it was so funny that I was visiting someone and I was doing something for someone and they were like, your phone. And then they said, your phone. And I was like, Lord, I get it when I get through. They were like, your phone. My phone kept ringing. And then I said, this is nice compared to what it usually do. So that's why I said sometimes people get upset because you can't answer the phone all the time. So that's why I said, Lord, I'm just going to have to, this weekend I had to have the calls go straight to my secretary because of the fact that I was trying to focus and I knew that I couldn't focus when the phone started ringing off the hook. People asking for directions, how to get there and stuff. So I was like, my God. So I came excited. I come expecting. And, I just thank God because God want to know your faithfulness. Will you still be able to do what he called you to do, whether nobody's there or whether they laughing or whatever. But, I just thank God, for everything that he's doing. And sometimes loved ones think that, girl, one say, girl, you ain't TD Jakes. Your mind way up there. And I be laughing because I thank God for my vice president too, because she said, your mind is not where you're at. She said, your mind is not where you're at. And that's Lenora Brown. I thank God for her. She said, you're not where you're at. Your mind is you see a whole different realm. And that's true. I see myself where God wants to take me at. And I can't look at the situations now and see when you keep in your mind positive, people of God, I'm a witness. Positive things come to you. No matter what is going on around you, positive things is coming to you. And I was a little upset because I had got a little slowed down when I got in that accident. But then we got to realize, even I had to realize, even in that accident, God's working it out for my good. Even in my pain, God's working it out for my good. You understand? So I tell you, I just thank God, because a lot of times when you get to think about it, you got to shake yourself off and say, nope, I'm not going to feel this way. God is a good God. I know if God used me to heal other people, I know God going to heal me. If I have to have surgery, Lord, I know you going to do a quick healing. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to keep positive. And I want to give y'all something. Always cancel out everything negative that was ever spoken against you in the atmosphere, because that causes things that people send your direction to be knocked, to just fall to the ground, because you have to cover yourself. That's why it's so important that you pray before you leave the house, and you pray for you and your family and loved ones and others, and when you coming back into the house. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't want to bring nothing that attach yourself to you into your atmosphere. So that's why I was saying you can always live and be in the presence of God, people of God, because in his presence is fullness of joy, and at his right hand there are pleasures forevermore. So when you stay in that positive realm, can't nothing but positive come to you. And every now and then you recognize when things aren't right. You'll recognize it even quicker because of the fact you are in that realm. But one thing with me, I'll be honest, and I said, I said, you take me there, and you take me somewhere I don't want to go. You understand? So that's why I was saying that when you have faith, and others say that, oh, you have the mind of being way up here, but you're here. I don't see myself here. I see myself there, because I know that there are people that I have to reach. Even in the entertainment industry, I'm ready for my movies. I'm ready for my books to be done. I'm ready for my plays. I'm ready for God to give me the hookup that he need to give me, so I can do what God had calls me to do. Because see, a lot of times when people get blessed with money, they'll run out and do this, do that. Oh, no, 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 no. First thing, when God bless you with money, you take care of the things that need to be taken care of. You take care of that first. And then when you take care of that, then you take care of the business, what you got to do, da 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 da. And then when you take care of that, what you got to do, then you could maybe go out and get you an outfit or something like that. Get you, transportation where you get around, which really transportation should be the first thing on my list. But I just want you to know that when you take care of business, when God bless you with money, it ain't for you to sit up there and go crazy. I see some people sit up there and go crazy. I be like, Lord, God. And I'm saying, because God doing the miraculous. All it takes is one person to change your life forever. And I've heard stories of close ones that happened to meet with someone. And next thing you know, they was giving them a certain amount of money every month. And they had already was established and had their business going. So it wasn't like they were asking somebody for anything. It wasn't. But it was someone that believed in their ministry and what they were doing. And they were playing into that ministry. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why when you do that, everything comes in alignment. That's why I'm excited, because this month we're going to have our paperwork sent off where we can have our tax exempt number. So then things can come our way. Because once you lined up, everything else could come into place. You understand? So there's a lot of calling up I got to do on the phone, doing this, trying to do this and that, the other. But if I just sit there and say, Lord, you going to do it, ain't nothing gonna happen. God give us the strength and the ability and the know-how to be able to get it done. Because even when I was teaching on the prophetic, God was downloading so much stuff within my spirit. I was like, oh my God. I said, this is awesome. And then I would stop and I start sharing with them some of the things that God was sharing with me. And I tell you, they were blessed. And it's something, because you know that when you could be a blessing to other people, because there's some things that that they may not know. And I can't wait, because one day I'm going to have a women's session, because there's a lot of questions of spiritual things that be happening, and women be asking me questions, and I be sharing things with them. So one day I'm going to have me a women's conference. I'm going to have a women's conference. So all us ladies, it's going to be like a workshop. We could get together. They have any questions, I could go on and answer those questions that they have and that they're scared to share with anybody else because they might think they're crazy. But I tell you, God is a good God, people of God. And I tell you, once they can get their questions answered, you'll be surprised. People are looking for truth. People are looking for God. And when they can see God in you, that's what's going to cause them to come, people of God. That's what's going to cause them to come. Because they see the God that's on the inside of you. Because we are the book that some will ever read. You understand? Some don't even go to church. But because the love and the kindness that you have shown, they'll have a better understanding. They'll have a better understanding because you live in your life right. And that's why I say some people that you can't have everybody to come to you because number one, some motives don't be right. Number two, if anybody don't respect you, they can't walk close to you. They can't because that's why when you have to be like a prophet. A prophet has to go in and a prophet has to come out. A prophet has to go in and a prophet has to come out. And I tell you, God will send you the prophets to the places that are needed the most. And I tell you, even with the car, the mother, I went and visited a mother, and it was a blessing that I visited her. She really wanted to see me, and she was so glad to see me. If I didn't have that car, I would have been able to see her or pray for her and her family. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it's such a necessity for me to be able to do the things that God had called me to do. And I can't do it walking. But I just thank God because I know, and I keep saying, Lord, I thank you. I'm going to have a car this year, not next year, this year, before this month is out. Lord, I thank you that I'm going to be in that place where you want me to be at this year, not next year. So people of God, God is good. God is real. And after this next election, I'll be back.